Man, don't be doing nothing bad in the streets because you're going to be arrested by the Maniac Cop again. That's right, guys. Another ho review for the month of December. Today I'm going to be reviewing Maniac Cop 2 from 1990. Let's arrest this one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Once again, I've been very busy with work. I had some free time, so I figured I'd get the second review in the Maniac Cop series pumped out. This one comes from 1990, starring Bruce Campbell, Robert Davies, who actually played in the Goonies. So I thought that was fantastic. Whenever I saw him on screen, I was like, wait a minute, isn't that guy from the Goonies? It was. And Robert Zedar, who plays Matthew Cordell. Picks up after the first one. Bruce Campbell's character, Jack, and his girlfriend, Teresa Mallory, they're back on the force. They got re-enlisted. They just had to go through some psychological testing and evaluation. Jack thinks that Matt Cordell is dead, but Teresa believes that he's going to come back and seek revenge. And you better believe it, because he's a maniac cop. He don't play that game. Unfortunately, Bruce Campbell's character Jack is killed early in the film at a newspaper stand, getting stabbed in the neck, I believe. Too bad. I know he probably didn't want to be in this film anyway, just kind of wanted to be in it to end that story in that character in his life. So he was taken out fairly early on, as was Teresa as well. Her and her friend Susan, there was like a car chase. Susan was handcuffed to like the steering wheel or whatnot, or some part of the car. To read that full freaking car chase thing going on, Teresa's it finally comes to an end. Maniac Cop comes out, breaks Teresa's neck, and she's dead as well. They eliminated the freaking living two characters from the first film, just like that, dead. Following the new group of characters, which is Detective McKinley, who was played by Robert Davies, and then Teresa's friend Susan Boyle. That's who this movie pretty much focuses on. The cool thing about this movie, there was actually two killers going on in this film. There was the Maniac Cop, and then there was the guy named Stephen Turkle. He was killing exotic dancers. He already killed 6. And he was kind of freaky because he would take their picture and like hang it on their wall, hanging on his wall so that they'd only dance for him. It was kind of weird shit. He was pretty like, mentally unstable. But the two killer aspect was pretty cool because they were doing two separate things. And Steven was killing these like, dancers, but they were thinking it was the Maniac Cop doing it. I like that part of the film. He became friends with Matt Cordell because obviously they're both criminals and killing people. So Turkle was like taking care of him, brought him to his house and everything, and kind of was like trying to be like his sidekick, as like his best friend. But obviously Matt Cordell doesn't think that way, so he was just using him for later in the movie. Detective McKinley was on the case, so himself and Boyle investigating. They know it's the Matt Cordell, the Maniac Cop, but Commissioner doesn't believe so. He's still covering up everything that happened. The Commissioner's part of the reason that Matt Cordell went to prison in the first place. So they want to throw him under the bus. You know, they want him to know that he was wrong, and for Matt Cordell to stop the killing and understand that there was an injustice, and they're going to reopen the case, and they're going to make everything right with Matt Cordell, so he will stop what he's doing. They finally arrest Stephen Turkle and take him to the police station where he knows that Matt Cordell is going to come and rescue him. The Maniac Cop comes there and kills 19 cops in guns a-blazing, killing everybody in sight. Breaking out the criminals, trying to create a criminal army, you know, to take the city and run the shit. But that's not really what Matt Cordell has in mind. He was just using Steven the whole entire time to get back to the original prison where Matt Cordell was being held for the crimes he didn't even do. His main purpose in this film was to get back to the prison and kill the inmates who mutilated his face. They thought they could take him. They might have been able to take him the first time, but not anymore. Not with his superpower, superhuman strength. He's even more powerful in this film. I think it really didn't make sense though, was his face was even more mutilated than the first movie, and nothing really happened to his face in the movie, so I guess they just wanted to make him look even more messed up and whatnot, but that was something that was definitely different. Like I said, Detective McKinley and Susan, they try to explain to Matt Cordell that everything is going to be, they're going to reopen the case, they're going to bury him with full honors next to his fallen officers, hoping he would stop the killing, but he's on a revenge mission in this movie, and he's not going to stop until he kills those inmates that messed up his face. And they're throwing Molotov cocktails on him in the prison and whatnot once he comes up with this crazy plan. Like they're transferring a prisoner to that prison, and they believe them and let all the criminals in, and then that's just whenever Matt Cordell heads right for those guys, and he fucks them up. They throw a Molotov cocktail on him. He is on fire throughout the majority of this ending, and he's killing them all. Then Steven realizes that Matt Cordell did not give a shit about him. He used him to get there, so he tries to stab him. Never a good idea to stab the Maniac Cop. They get into a fight, tackle through the brick wall of the police station, or of the prison, onto a bus. The bus explodes. I don't know how the bus explodes. Always explosions in these movies. It really doesn't make sense, but it explodes. So you think Matt Cordell's dead. Finally, they give him a ceremony at the cemetery. Full honors. What he deserved for being wronged over and dicked over by the commissioner and all the corruption. You think it's over? They keep zooming in on the casket. Detective McKinley throws Matt Cordell's badge on top. Of course, they gotta zoom in on the casket. Matt Cordell's hand busts through, grabs that badge, and right back into the casket. Screen fades to black, credits roll. So once again, the Maniac Cop is not dead. There will be a third movie in the franchise, which I will be reviewing soon. Once again, obviously it's not the best. It's not the best written. It's not the best acted. It's not the best story. I had a good time with it. I could sit back and enjoy it. I enjoy the Maniac Cop. He's like the cop version of Michael Myers, like I said in the first review. So I dig it. This is an 80s cheese. It's pretty damn close on being 1990, so I kind of included in that category. But like I said, I had a good time with it. I enjoyed 1 and 2 for sure. Definitely, if you haven't seen them, give them a watch. It's worth it. It's a good... They're really short, about 80 minutes long. You'll get in and out of them like that. It's a good-ass time. Obviously, it's probably mediocre, so it's probably right around that 2.75-ish, 2.5 mark. But it's still a fun time for me. I enjoyed it. Definitely give it a watch. Definitely hit the like. Smash that subscribe button in the face like a Maniac Cop will do. And just be careful out there in the streets, because you never know, where a Maniac Cop's going to be. You just never know. So, keep hanging out with me on my videos. Keep being you. And keep enjoying all this mediocre. The mediocrity. It just keeps flowing. And I'm going to keep pumping it out. And I appreciate everybody who's watching. But definitely, during the month of this December for sure, have a merry day.
It's that time. Christmas time is here.